Good morning. I want to tell you a story this morning. So, I'm Erica. This is Sylvia, in case you do not know us. I am the moderator of the Yoga Mamas group, and I blog at spoiledyogi.com. But this morning, I want to tell you a story. And it goes like this. Once upon a time, my kitchen was a complete disaster. Okay, it was this morning, but it has a happy ending, so I'm telling it like a fairy tale. It's clean now, which is basically like the happiest happy ending that could possibly ever be for a mom like me who works at home with my toddler, Bo. So anyway, this morning, my kitchen was a disaster, and I was determined to clean it up. Now, before you get really impressed with my want to clean up my kitchen, I want to confess to you that my kitchen was so disgusting, and there were so many dishes in the sink last night that instead of cleaning the dishes up and putting them away, I ordered pizza for dinner so that I wouldn't have to do that, because at the end of the day, I cannot complete tasks like that. But I can sometimes in the morning do it. So this morning, I was going to get it done no matter what. But here's what happened. I started doing the dishes, filled up the dishwasher, then started doing the additional sink full of dishes. Come here. By hand, because that's how many dishes there were to be done in my house. And in walks this little girl, an 18 months old, toddling in the way that 18-month-olds toddle. She's thinking about showing you. And she looks up at me, and she's holding a Tupperware container in her hand that is full of Kinetic Sand. For those of you who do not have little ones who are big enough to play with Kinetic Sand at home, it's like kind of one of the worst things ever to be invented on the planet. It's this, like, ours at least is bright pink, and you can kind of mold it into different things. And my mom, when she got it for us, thank you, Mom, said it all sticks together, so it's not messy like sand is. And she said it with a knowing smile because she knew better, and she bought it anyway and brought it to my house. Anyway, Sylvia comes up to me holding this Tupperware full of fluorescent pink Kinetic Sand, and she looks up at me with big wide eyes while I'm trying to clean the kitchen, and she says, "Ah, Ma," which, if you don't speak toddler, or at least my toddler, it means, "Open this now before I make you sorry." Fine. I was cleaning the kitchen. I knew that if I opened it for her, she was going to make a ginormous, huge mess that I would then have to clean up after I clean up the kitchen. Or the other option was to watch her have a temper tantrum and then not get the kitchen cleaned up at all. So I did something completely irrational and something that would completely make my husband question my sanity. I said, "Okay, darling." I opened the Kinetic Sand, and I said, "But you have to sit down right here in the kitchen and play with it," knowing that there would be a big giant mess of pink sand all over the middle of my kitchen floor, the kitchen that I was trying to clean up, that I would then have to sweep up and put in the trash can later, where, frankly, all Kinetic Sand belongs anyway. So I let her do that. And at this point, you may be thinking to yourself, "That's nice. What does that have to do with yoga?" I'm getting there. There is a point to this, I promise. And this is it. If you can relate to this story at all, and I'm thinking probably a lot of you can relate to this story, because if you have little ones, you are pretty, I'm sure, that you have to figure out a way to entertain your little ones so that you can get stuff done. Whatever that stuff might be for you, that is the most important for your day to check off of your to-do list, be it clean up the kitchen, or like I don't know, take a shower or whatever it is that you do. There is something that you do to get those things done. And I don't think you should feel guilty about it at all. I have been known to give my kids cookies for breakfast. I have been known to let them watch videos. I have been known to, yes, let them dump kinetic sand all over my kitchen floor because I have stuff to do. And here's where the yoga comes in. I do this at least once a day to clean my kitchen, and I do it at least once a day to do my practice because I know that it is more important to my children and to my family for me to actually maintain some sort of sanity in my day so that the rest of the day I can spend time with them and actually be a good mom and not be crazy and snap at everybody. And my yoga practice, my meditation practice, whatever it is, that's what allows me to be more of the mom that I want to be. So I'm sharing this with you because it wasn't like that with my first. With my first, probably had she come into the kitchen with kinetic sand, we would not have had kinetic sand in my house with my first, but that's beside the point. If she had come in with me and asked me to open it for her, I would have felt like I needed to actually sit down at the table and play with it with her. I felt like I needed to entertain her at all times. And so the stuff, be it putting the dishes away, which is also something that helps me maintain my sanity, even though I don't do it nearly enough, or, all right, come here. Sorry. Sylvia's walking over a big pile of books. Hi. Sit down. Oh, thank you for hugs. I would have felt the need to stop what I was doing with my first and entertain her, or I would have felt guilty about it. And I don't feel guilty anymore. So I'm sharing that with you in case you guys are at that place where I was 6 years ago. By the way, today was my due date, 6 years ago with my first baby, which is crazy to me. But in case you are where I was, 5 years ago, we'll say, I want to just kind of make sure that you hear this message from me, from a mom who's been there, to say it's okay. You don't have to entertain them at all times. You can still do the things that you need to do for your home, for your family, for your sanity. Whatever that is, I don't care if what you do is just watch Netflix for a couple hours a day, if that's your thing, and if that makes you feel more like okay with life, more connected to who you are and to who you want to be in the world, then I think you should do that. And I think no matter what you do to entertain, or rather let your children entertain themselves when you do that, I think you should do it. That's just me. But most of you, I know, are going to be watching this video later, not live, because, most of you are not sitting at your computer at 10 o'clock on a Friday. It's Friday. Let me know in the comments, and let all the other moms who are going to be reading this and checking in with us, what you do to, or rather, what your kids do when you've got stuff to do. What do you do? What do they do? Do they play in your sink? Do they run around naked? Do they eat cookies? Do they watch videos? Do they read books? My husband sometimes will FaceTime his mom, and I've caught him do this a few times. He will FaceTime his mom when he's on kid duty, and he will let his mom talk to our kids, and he will take a nap on the couch. And I can't get mad at him because we all have our things that we do. So I don't know who gave me the thumbs up, but thank you. If you're watching, say hello. And if you're not watching, check in and tell us later what it is that you do when you need to get stuff done. And please, by all means, if you want to start a yoga practice at home, don't feel bad about doing those things, setting your kids up with whatever it is that they do, no matter how messy it is, to do your practice. because it's that important, and we all support you in that. And that's all I wanted to say this morning. And so do your practice, and then live happily ever after. The end. And namaste.